Tristan Weeks, you need to move your body. You have to stand up and move your arm so that the motion is picked up. The record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Tristan Weeks, 24-03017, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case Markarian appearing on behalf of the people, making a motion to practice under Michigan Court Rule number 8.120.
And thank you, Your Honor. And good morning. Jared Austin appearing today on behalf of Mr. Weeks. He appears with us remotely from the Ingham County Jail.
Okay, Mr. Weeks, today's the date that's scheduled for a probable cause conference. This matter is scheduled for a preliminary examination on the 21st of November. So one count of police officer fleeing third degree under the penal code, and then license plate title unlawful use is a misdemeanor. How are we proceeding on this?
Mr. Weeks wishes to have his preliminary examination, although my understanding of correspondence from the court is that the court would be finding good cause to adjourn next week's prelim due to unavailability. I have made Mr. Weeks aware of that.
Okay, Mr. Weeks, you have the right in this matter to have a preliminary examination within 21 days of the day that you're arraigned, unless you waive that timeline or if the court finds good cause to go beyond the 21 days due to the inability to be here next week in person. I am finding good cause to go beyond the 21 days so that I can reset this matter, okay? Mr. Weeks, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any questions for the court?
No, ma'am.
January 16th at 9:30 is the next court date.
Wait, when was that?
January 16th at 9:30.
January 16th for the prelim?
January 16th at 9:30.
Okay.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people.
I have nothing additional on behalf of Mr. Weeks, Your Honor.
You're all set, Mr. Weeks.
Okay. January 16th.
Record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Corey O'Connell, 24-03085, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case Markarian appearing on behalf of the people.
Fred Black on behalf of Mr. O'Connell.
Okay, a couple of issues. Mr. O'Connell, can you hear us?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, our understanding is that you've not taken care of your fingerprints.
Yes, Your Honor. I did show up, I'm going to say 3 weeks ago to the Ingham County court office and was taken back and processed my fingerprints and my mugshot.
Where did you do this?
Capitol.
Excuse me?
Downtown by Capitol, the actual, what is the city? I'm not sure what it's called.
You don't have any, you don't have this TC. We don't have, the jail doesn't have any record of that, sir.
Okay, I can do them again if that's what you'd like, Your Honor.
Well, it's not really what I like. It's what's required because we have to have your fingerprints before we can proceed. And they don't have that it's been completed. And so you need to come to City Hall You'll go
Okay.
around to the police department, and then you can have wait a minute here. Is that what this is? That's what you did? She's not in the system. No, he's right, he did do it. It's in the file. Why is it not in the system? Who did this? Okay, I'll have someone from my staff look into why this is in the file, but it was not entered in the system. It makes no sense to me. So you do not need to come in. We'll address that another way. This matter is scheduled for a preliminary examination on the 21st of November for possession of meth, possession of narcotic, less than 25 grams, and possession of analogs, 2 counts. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, today we're going to unconditionally waive.
People would also unconditionally waive their right to an exam.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. O'Connell, you understand that you have the right to have a preliminary examination in the district court on these charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that the purpose of the exam is to require the prosecution put forth sufficient probable cause that the felonies were committed and probable cause sufficient to charge you with those felonies. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you wish to unconditionally waive your preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody threatening you to do that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Your bind over date is going to be November 27th. That's the date the circuit court's going to get the file from the district court. You do not have to appear in circuit court on that date unless for some reason your attorney wants you to be rearranged in circuit court, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll have my staff follow up on why this fingerprint order is completed in the file and not transferred into the system. I see one order here that was not, it's probably what the issue is. It's not the old order, I don't know. The bond was set at 5,000 personal recognizance. It should have included testing based on the charges. I'm going to amend the bond. Your analysis testing 2 times a month. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing from the people.
Nothing from the defense.
We're all set, Mr. O'Connell.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Did you? Okay. On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan, Fadi Nasruddin, 24-028884, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Robert Hayes, Assistant Attorney General, here for the people.
And may it please this honorable court, Michael Nichols, on behalf of Mr. Nasruddin by Zoom. I can see you and hear you.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Nasruddin supposed to be present today?
He and I have been texting. He should be logging on right now.
Not yet in my waiting room. So I'll give him an opportunity to proceed. Ms. Schroeder, are you ready on your matter?
I just needed to confirm something with her very briefly, Ms. Forrest. She is present in the ICJ. I just needed time to break up with her.
Okay.
I don't know that we need Mr. Nasruddin. If you want to get started, I think we're just going to continue to the exam. Unless I missed an email that Mr. Hayes sent to me.
You didn't miss any emails.
I've been checking with bated breath, as they say.
Okay, so you're gonna waive your client's appearance for this purpose?
If that's okay, yeah. I know he's been juggling a bunch of things with work and his kids, and he was going to try to log on, and I guess he hasn't yet.
Yeah, well, should have logged on because he's got a court appearance for a felony matter, and the court, I see, did grant him an opportunity to travel recently. He was supposed to be back in the state of Michigan by now.
Yeah, no, he's here. He's here. We were talking yesterday and talking in this morning, and I told him when we were getting started, I'd text him so we could jump on.
Okay, and this matter is already scheduled for a preliminary examination on the 12th of December. That's the date we're still going with.
Yeah, Your Honor, I've got this binder, and then another binder, and then some electronically stored information that I'm not through yet, but I think I'll be ready by the time we get to December 12th. If there's a problem, I will certainly let the court know.
Okay, sounds good. Unless we have anything that we need to put on the record, we're all set then.
Okay. Are you all set? Okay. Good to see you
We can
guys.
talk.
Have a good
Okay.
one.
Bye.
Not seeing. On the record of the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus John Belton, 24-02579. Appearance for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case Markarian appearing on behalf of the people.
And Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, here to represent Mr. Belton, who's standing to my right.
Okay, today was the date set for sentencing. And I do have a pre-sentence report that was prepared on the 5th of November. Did you get a copy of that?
Yes, we did, Your Honor.
Review it with your client.
Yes.
You can make corrections, updates.
I guess the only real correction, it has that he's currently homeless, where under economic hardships. But he has a place to stay with a girlfriend, and he's been there for a couple of weeks at this point. Probably not the most stable, but
Any other updates?
no,
Make allocution.
thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, Mr. Belton certainly regrets this situation. He, since his plea, he has been sentenced by Judge Jamo to a term of 24 months of height of probation for a matter that actually predates this case, because he was young enough when that felony case occurred, not young enough for this case. He has been working self-employed as a mechanic. However, he is doing kind of a trial run with a car dealership to try to get more regular employment, more regular paychecks to help lift him out of his tough economic situation. Your Honor, based on the fact that he is doing probation at 30th Circuit, and I think it's likely a lot of the same things would be ordered, I would ask the court to consider sentencing Mr. Belton to a term of 2 days, credit for 2 days, and fines and costs in this matter.
That is fine. It's jail time. You're not gonna pay fines and costs. Why don't you work a full-time job?
I've been homeless now. Parking around.
You don't work a job because you don't have a vehicle? Well, you're living with a girlfriend, aren't you?
Just now, that's only in the last couple weeks.
You got a girlfriend.
And the last couple weeks I moved in with her, and I just, in the last week and a half, I just secured a job at a private dealership over by the airport. And that's, like I said, I'm doing a trial run with that, trying to see how that goes.
You know how this cycle works? You're homeless, you don't have a car because you don't work. Not the other way around. It's not, I don't work because I'm homeless, and I don't work because I don't have a car. You can't get those things because you won't go to work. You see the cycle? It starts with you going to work. How old are you? How do you think you're supposed to eat?
I do work. I'm self-employed as a mechanic.
No, actually, why you didn't work a full-time job? Because obviously the full-time employment that you're giving yourself or the self-employment is not sufficient enough. Because you can't put a roof over your head for yourself. You can't get yourself reliable transportation, although that's not an excuse here because there is public transportation and other means whereby you can get a job and report to your job. There's plenty of people in the city of Lansing and plenty of people in the state of Michigan that don't have a vehicle that go to work. So that's not an excuse. As long as you continue to find excuses to why you don't need to go to work, you're gonna be back here more often than you've been, and it's been a lot. I'm looking at your criminal history. You've been charged with a lot in the last 5 years. A police officer assault, domestic violence, another domestic violence, some traffic offenses, and then obviously the matters that you're currently on probation for, and then the case that you're here for today. And then I have in my pre-sentence report from November 5th that you have bench warrants. One was from 54A district courts. You have a bench warrant here? You have 2 for 56A district court. Did you take care of those? Okay. Okay. He has a bench warrant. Now you have the file. So no, you're not getting fines and costs. You don't pay fines and costs because you think you can use excuses that, well, I don't have a car, so I don't work a full-time job. No, you're 27 years old and it's time to grow up. You're gonna come up with another plan or you're gonna go to jail. Get that?
He does have a warrant for.
I need the file.
non-insurance.
Read the file. Any other allocution?
No, you're.
In addition to noting the 3 warrants, and we're getting the other file, it says that you reported full-time self-employment as under mechanical. I don't see where it says how much money you're making in that full-time employment. And then you recently started working at a dealership.
Yeah, private home dealership,
How much are you getting paid there?
same thing, per job basis.
How much are they paying you per job?
Whatever the buy repair. That rate, I think
If they're, you said it's not a flat rate, it's just whatever.
it is flat rate.
Okay, what is the flat rate?
Whatever, I mean, whichever job I do has a flat rate, cost, and I get paid for that. So it's,
An idea of maybe like the last one that you did.
the last one I did was, brakes, and that was $50.
You did breaks and it was $50, what you got paid?
Yeah, front brakes.
What did you get paid for the job before that?
Before that, I did a rear wheel bearing, I got paid, 60 for that.
What's the name of the dealership?
I don't, it doesn't even have a name, it's a dude, his name's Antoine, like, he doesn't have a name for the dealership, it's just, he's got like a little private shop.
Where is it located?
Right on North Green River by the airport.
Is a dealership on North Grand River by the airport? You don't know the name it, but you work there. And the person's name is Antoine?
Yeah.
What's his last name?
That's, it's in my personal ad on Facebook for my mobile cleaning service. And he had told me that he had a lot of work, and he told me that he wanted to try me out, so I went there. I've been working there the last, like, week and a half.
So you're not paying any taxes on working there, correct?
1099.
He's gonna 1099 you? On your personal mechanic business, how much money are you making?
I really, I mean, I don't know to sustain myself, honestly. It's like,
It's like an average month, what did you bring in an average?
I don't know, like, I would say an average weekly, it'd be less than, $300-400, if that.
So then you're not self-employed. You're just kicking it outside. You're not working.
I'm trying to, honestly,
Well, you know how you try? You apply for a job and you go to work. That's how you try. No, it's not getting fines and costs. It's gonna do probation here. I don't know what's going on over there, but we got bench warrants over here. He's not taking any accountability. He's gonna do jail time, or he's going to produce proof that he is going to be a contributing member in society and not just live off the fat of the land and live off of his new girlfriend. That's not gonna be the case. That's why we keep seeing you in here. You're going to produce within the next 30 days, evidence of where you've been applying for a job and or have received meaningful employment. I want to see proof. I don't want to estimate of you did some breaks and you got paid $50. And until you provide proof that you work a meaningful job, you're gonna do some community service. You're gonna do 40 hours of community service, you're gonna do it within 60 days. You'll get a list from probation as to where you can perform that community service. You understand that? Still waiting for the other file to be located. So you'll have 8 months probation before this court, or 180 days in jail credit for 2 days. While on probation, you will follow the orders of the circuit court. Probation. Other than the requirements I just previously mentioned to you, you will not be reporting monthly to our probation. You're going to do the 40 hours of community service within 60 days at a place approved by this court. And then you're going to obtain and provide proof of employment within 30 days. You understand that?
Yes.
480 days in jail. There's a $75 crime victim rights fee plus $50 state minimum cost. I'll waive discretionary fines and costs. I'm gonna waive probation oversight fees. And you'll make payment on that 125 also before you can be discharged from this probation. You understand that? So $795 in your other file. And that's from 3 separate tickets that you received and you just refused to pay them. Not only do you refuse to pay them, you fail to appear for your show cause hearings. How much are you paying today on these?
I have like $45.
How much are you paying on these today?
They $45.
When are you gonna make your next payment?
Can I get 2 weeks, please? Sure. Make it possible.
No, you're gonna pay $45 today. I'll give you 30 days to pay another $45. You'll pay $45 minimum every month on the 14th or by the 14th of the month until paid in full. You have any questions about that? Additional matter for the record today.
No, Your Honor.
Sure, you're all set.
Okay, thank you.
I'm not sure.
On the record. Who are you talking to, ma'am?
The person on speaker.
Okay. On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan versus Ashley Forrest, 24-03313, council appearance.
Morning, Your Honor. Casey Markarian, appearing on behalf of the
Morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Ms. Forrest, who appears by the from the Ingham County Jail today, myself in the courtroom.
Okay, Ms. Forrest has a probable cause conference today and a preliminary examination scheduled for November 21st. And this is for 1 count of stolen property, receiving, concealing a motor vehicle. How are we proceeding on this?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that there was going to be some adjournments by the court for the next week's proceedings. I've also spoken to Ms. Forrest. We wanted to leave things as we are for now set. That's what I was explaining to her regarding any adjournment needs. She is also going to be screened for the treatment courts here in Ingham County, the drug court, and she's indicated some interest in the mental health treatment court.
Okay, are we having an exam or are we doing screening?
Screening at this time, Your Honor.
She has a pending case in the 55th District Court too, Your Honor, so the offer has been stated to be a global resolution on the 2 files that includes a referral to a specialty
That is correct.
Okay, so, Ms. Forrest, for your information, you have the right to have a preliminary examination within 21 days of the date that you were arraigned, unless you waive that timeline or the court finds good cause to go beyond the 21 days. Due to the fact, well, there's two issues now. The court is not available to hold an exam in person next week. And then on top of that, you are now being screened for a mental health court or a participation in a specialty court, which typically takes no less than 30 days for the screening process. The court's gonna find good cause to reset this beyond the 21-day timeline, okay? January 17th, at what time? 9:30. January 17th at 9:30 is your next court date, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
What is she being held on?
She's being held on the 55th file this time, Your Honor, which has its next court date on Tuesday.
Okay, she got her any time on that, you understand that, on
I
this,
do
this is her PR, okay. You're all set for today, bond will continue 5,000 personal recognizance.
Thank you. Am I okay to leave?
He's short. It's 36.
Give me two files. You gave me two files. There you go. Yeah, if she's free to go. Got all the exams, PCCs there.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What are we doing on these exams?
Right. Definitely. But I'll come right there.
Okay, on the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Archie Lewis White, 23-03, 02814, and then 24-02491. Council Kinsler.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case Mark Herring, appearing on behalf of the people.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. Stephen Mills on behalf of Mr. White. Mr. White is present and standing to my right at this time.
Okay, Mr. White has two files. One is interfering with electronic communication with the DV, and then the other one is a controlled substance possession. I have a plea offer here, Mr. White, that says that the people are offering for you to plead guilty to controlled substance use of narcotic cocaine or ecstasy under MCL 333.74042A. It's a misdemeanor with the maximum penalty of 1 year and or $2,000 in fines. And they will dismiss the entirety of file 23-02810 FY. You understand the charge there? Or the offer there, you want to accept it? Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury. Okay, I have an advice of rights with empty information sheet. It has today's date on it. There's a signature here. Is that your signature? Did you go over these rights with your attorney? You understand each of the rights here? And you understand that you would have to give up these rights if you wanted to accept the offer to plead guilty to the amended charge of use of a controlled substance. You understand that that means you give up your right to the presumption of innocence. You're innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand that? You have the right to require the prosecutor prove your guilt at a jury trial by proving each element of the charges being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You can waive your right to trial if you would like to proceed in this way. Is that what you want to do? That means you're going to give up your right to remain silent at any trial and not have silence be used against you. You're going to give up your right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses that the prosecutor intended to call and testify against you. You're going to give up your right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you, and your right to waive your silence at trial and testify at trial if you like, and the right to subpoena witnesses to testify for you at your trial. You understand those rights that you would give up? Is anybody threatening you to get you to give these rights up? Has there been any promises extended to you to get you to want to waive those rights and plead guilty? You're currently on probation or on parole. Sorry? You understand that a guilty plea can result in a conviction that you may need to report to a current employer, or you may need to put this conviction on a future job application. It also can have an impact on travel or immigration status that you may be seeking. So you may want to go on vacation one day out the country, and this conviction could have an impact on that. You understand that? As to the amended charge of use of a controlled substance, narcotics, cocaine, or ecstasy, how do you plead? Factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, so Mr. Wade, as we kind of went over earlier, I'm just going to ask you some questions related to the defendant, okay? So, sir, on or about May 1st, 2024, at or near the location of 120 West Michigan Avenue in Ingham County, were you at that location on that particular date? And at that time, did you possess the controlled substance cocaine?
Yes.
And you knew that it was cocaine, is that correct? All right, and did you have a prescription for it? Your Honor, if that would suffice, we obviously did it under the possession rather than just the use.
Any questions?
No, Your Honor, people said, but factual basis.
The court is satisfied as well. I'll accept your plea if I appear you may plead voluntarily and intelligently. The matter is scheduled for sentencing January 9th at 9 o'clock in the morning. You do need to be with our probation department. They're going to perform a pre-sentence interview on you, and you need to have a substance abuse assessment. Okay? This is the day after your birthday? Hopefully you wouldn't. Let's see. He's being held on just this file, or is there anything else being held on?
Your Honor, it's the 23-02810, the case that was dismissed. I believe it's the primary one that's holding him. On the case he just pled guilty to, he's got a $1,000 cash surety. We're going to request a PR bond, if possible. I can make that basis. Court allows.
Adjust the bond.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this one, we are requesting a PR bond. Mr. White has limited means, so just about any amount of money is incredibly difficult for him to accumulate. While we do acknowledge the fact that there was an issue with him failing to appear in the past at least once, Your Honor, he has currently been in jail at this time for well over 30 days at this point. The sentencing date is firmly in his mind at this time, as it is the day after his birthday. Additionally, Your Honor, he and I had an extensive conversation regarding if the court does allow him to have a PR bond, he better show up or else I'm coming after him as well. In all seriousness, though, he is looking to put this behind him. He has had some pretty significant opportunities in the jail, Your Honor, regarding a program I was not even aware of regarding battery training, and not in the fighting sense, but in car manufacture, which I wasn't aware of. That if he gets electric batteries, if he gets out, he can continue with his education through LCC And he is apparently set up to do online classes, again, to help him promote his potential career in the future. And again, with him getting a job, I think these are all things that will really move him towards a much more productive life, hopefully keep him out of jail. So for those reasons, I do not believe, or at least that there is the mitigating factors for him being a less of a flight risk in this matter, Your Honor. And if the court sees that there can obviously be some kind of monitoring, or deems necessary in this matter. If there's anything further, Your Honor, I might accept any questions, and I appreciate it.
I would hope you would want to get a job, but Mr. White, you don't like to come to court. Get out of there. You don't come to court. You own cognizance. Understand that? That's been good for you?
It's not, I've never missed court, but I called, yeah,
Are you gonna say that with a straight face? You've never missed court?
I did one time, that was
Well,
recently.
Yeah, you missed court May 16th.
Yes, I did.
Well, May 23rd, you were supposed to come for a preliminary examination on some felony matters.
Yeah, for this right here.
Yeah, you missed court, didn't you?
Yeah.
So how did you just tell me you never missed court?
No, I said I've never, other than this time.
Okay.
And I called and left a message, I called the course and everything, an hour later, I thought it was the day after.
No, we didn't see you until September.
I mean, the same day I missed, I called.
You never came up here. We didn't see you until September. You're supposed to be here in May. Totally different season by the time we saw you. You, all of summer came and left. And it was then fall. And that's when you showed up to court. You understand that? See how that's a problem? So why should I trust that you're gonna do what you're supposed to do now?
I asked Gary, I thought it didn't, but I do. I promise. Yeah, my word.
Where do you live?
4701 Wainwright. I was on something.
You said what?
I had that other thing on the whole time. I mean, I never went anywhere.
Well, you didn't go where the victim, I guess, was, so that we didn't get a ping. But you didn't come to court. You were supposed to be here.
Yes, you're right.
And that's the problem. The issue I have with this is you have to now remember your next court date, and you're gonna have to remember that you need to report to pretrial services within 48 hours of your release from custody so that they can schedule you for a pre-sentence interview. And then you have to remember to report for the pre-sentence interview. See how that's so many court dates that you would have to remember, and you didn't remember the last one? You're gonna have to meet with our probation department, and report within 48 hours. They're on the 5th floor of this building. You understand that? And tomorrow's Friday. So that means the whole weekend's gonna go by before it's 48 hours. So you can report tomorrow so that you can get it out your brain and then move on, or you can report by Monday. But if you don't report, then I'm gonna have to revoke your bond and bring you back in jail, and then we'll see you after Thanksgiving and after Christmas. Okay? Okay. I'll amend the bond to 1,000 personal recognizance. When's your next court date, sir?
The 9th, day after my birthday.
The 9th of what month?
January.
And what do you need to do when you get out of jail?
Report to pretrial.
Probation. Where are they located?
5th floor, here.
Where are we now?
86.
Which building?
5th floor, this.
Which is where? In City Hall? Okay, and you're gonna report within how many hours?
I'll come back to report.
That's smart, man. Any additional matters for the record?
And nothing from the defense, thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Carlos Diaz-Torrens, 24-0162 SM, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case Markarian appearing on behalf of the people.
And Jacob Riley on behalf of Mr. Diaz-Torrens.
Case is scheduled for an arraignment on a bond violation. I have a report here from October 20th, 2024 that alleges a bond violation. The allegations are that the officers reported to an area in Lansing, and that there were multiple allegations of violations, including possession drugs or narcotics. Sorry. There's a possible weapon or knife. So you have the right to have a contested hearing on these violations. If you're found to be in violation of your bond conditions, your bond can be revoked during the pendency of the underlying matter. And you could be found in contempt of court order, which is punishable with a maximum penalty of 93 days in jail and or up to $7,500 in fine. Do you understand that, sir? You understand? Okay. That's a yes?
Yes.
Okay, you have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Riley is representing you for the purpose of your arraignment on the bond violation, but again, you have the right to have a contested hearing and be represented by him at that hearing. Mr. Riley, does he want to continue to a hearing on that violation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Vote until plea of not guilty on your behalf of the violation. We'll set that for hearing the same date as your next court date, which is January 27th. That date might need to be changed. Do you have any questions for the court today? Any additional matters for the rest of the council?
No, Your Honor.
I'll set it. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Michael Brandt, 24-02-836, council appearance.
Good morning, Your Honor. Case Markarian appearing on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Mr. Grant. He and I are both chewing the table, and he is now standing to my right.
Davis makes up for a preliminary examination on police officer assault and a retail fraud. How are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I The defense would be waiving their right to the preliminary exam, and I believe the prosecutor would be as well.
Yes, Your Honor, the people would unconditionally waive their right to a preliminary exam.
Is there an offer?
The offer is to work out a global resolution between this case and the case that's currently pending with Judge Dragon.
That is correct, Your Honor.
You want to come in first? Okay, Mr. Grant, you understand that you have the right to have a preliminary examination here in the district court? You understand that you have the right to require prosecution put forth evidence that will establish that they have sufficient probable cause that a crime is committed and probable cause sufficient to charge you with the crime. You wish to unconditionally waive your right to examination today? Is anybody threatening you to do that?
No, Your Honor.
Has there been any promises made in exchange for you giving up that right?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the waiver is unconditional, and once you get to circuit court, if you don't like your offer, it doesn't mean that you can come back and have your exam. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you will be freely and voluntarily given. The matter will be bound over, the bind over date is the 27th of November. You do not need to appear in court on November 22nd, okay? That's the date the circuit court gets the file from the district court, okay? And your next court date will be a pre-trial in circuit court. Your attorney will be made aware of that. Do you have any questions at this time?
No, Your Honor.
Bond was set at 5,010%, and that will continue any additional matters to the record.
Nothing from the people.
Nothing from the defense, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Caprice Stitt Nathan, 24-02841. Counsel.
Hearing on the
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Sid Nathan, who is standing to my right.
Here, Mr. Stitt Nathan, today listed on the schedule. Examination. To carrying concealed weapon, felon in possession, felon in firearm, habitual force. How we proceed.
Your Honor, at this time, the people would be requesting a one-time good cause adjournment due to witness unavailability on this one. We had two troopers under subpoena for this case. One of them being Trooper Jonathan Cook, who upon review of the file really didn't do anything, didn't even write a report on this case. The other being Trooper David Poff, who advised me at about 7:42 p.m. last night that he was closing on a house today and unavailable. So for those reasons, I would request this matter be reset just the one time. I think we should have him available next time.
Counsel?
Your Honor, this matter was once adjourned by the court, I believe, for the false elector case. So Mr. Nathan has already waited 1 month in this matter. The officer, it's not like he's at training or out of town or something like that. He's certainly just making a choice to deal with a house rather than be in court today. So I would ask that the matter be dismissed at this time.
Making a choice to deal with the house, huh? Is that how we're phrasing it? We have to have homes. You know, it's a place to live.
We do, Your Honor, but if Mr. Nathan said he wasn't appearing today because he was closing on a house, I don't think the court would want to hear it.
He can't change the closing date. If Mr. Nathan came in and said he was buying a house and he needed a adjournment because his date was set to close, you would make a motion, I'm sure, or you would seek a stipulation. And I don't know that he would just object to that because he doesn't get to set the closing date. I think that would be admirable of him to buy a house. Don't you think? Don't you want to own a home one day, Mr. Nathan? That's huge. It's a big deal. It's outside of its control. We don't get to schedule, just like you don't get to schedule court dates, you don't get to schedule your closing date. And so I think it would have been nice for him to tell us a little sooner than 7 p.m. last night. I'm sure he knew before 7 p.m. last night, but he may not have known until earlier this week, to be honest with you, that a closing date was certain. Either way, is it the people's intention to reissue this? If
it's dismissed, yes, or we could just reissue. The 21 days has already been waived on this as well.
Yeah, the 21 days was waived because the court had a week-long elector exam, and I don't think that the trooper blew off court today. I think he had something that he could reschedule. So dismissing it is not advantageous because they're just going to reissue it, which means the prosecutor's office is going to get more paperwork over here for us to re-sign. And guess what happens when that happens, sir, for you? It means you have to come back to court to be arraigned. And this bond that you have gets released, and you got to get the bondsman all over again. It's unnecessary. So the motion to dismiss is denied, and we will reset this matter. January 17th at 9:30. January 17th at 9:30. Do you have any questions today, Mr. Nathan?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and your bond was set at 5,000, 10%. That will continue. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the people.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're all set.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Mr. Austin's covering for Smith. Are we running now?
People are unable to proceed on that, Your Honor. I haven't seen the necessary witness.
And did you want to waive his appearance for this purpose?
Yes, Your Honor, in anticipation of dismissal, I would waive his appearance. I can go downstairs on what occurred.
Thank you. On the record in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joshua Smith, 2-02782, appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Casey Markarian appearing on behalf of the people.
And thank you, Your Honor, and good morning. Jared Austin, standing in place of assigned counsel, Mr. Etheridge, appearing on behalf of Mr. Smith. He is not present in the courtroom, but my understanding he is present in the building down in the downstairs lockup. I would be waiving his appearance for the purposes of this proceeding.
Okay, today was the date scheduled for a preliminary examination on home invasion first, and then there was a DV. My understanding is there's no witnesses.
No, Your Honor. At this time, the necessary, I have communicated with the officer on the case. They advised they could be available. However, the necessary witness to this case is Nicole Harmon. Our office has attempted to contact her several times through several different phone numbers, and the best we've gotten is a friend one time saying she would pass a message along. So at this time, the people are unable to proceed, and the people would not be proceeding victimless on this case either.
Thank you, Your Honor. Given that, I would ask the court to dismiss both charges against Mr. Smith. Your Honor, understanding, of course, that the dismissal would be without prejudice. Doesn't sound like, for whatever reason, explaining what in the proceedings. We don't see how adjourning it out would help, or leaving the misdemeanor matter on the docket help either. So I would ask that both charges be dismissed without prejudice at this time.
Motion to dismiss without prejudice